Hello, this is Casual Cable Beats.pal, and today's video is going to be just a quick tip video on bass lines. Now, a lot of times people are telling you to take the bottom notes from your chord progression and drop them down an octave, and then you have your bass line. That works sometimes, and the reason I say sometimes, let's take a look at my chord progression here. So I just have this. I'm not even going to tell you what it's called right now, but I have this chord progression. Let's take a listen to it. Okay, now what people are telling you to do is take these bottom notes, so A, F, G, and A, drop them down an octave, and that's your bass line. So let's do that. Let's go over to the bass, put this on bass, and we had A, F, G, and A. Now let's listen to it and let's see if this sounds right. One more time. Okay, now to some of you, you might think it sounds fine. It might sound right. And if it does and it sounds fine to you, you want to use that in your song that way, feel free to do it. But I'm going to show you why this is not right. All right. Now the A, I left the A on the bass line because this first chord is an A minor chord. You got the smaller part here. So this is an A minor. This is an A minor. So in the bass line, these two A's are fine. The problem comes in when you go to the second and the third chords. This is not an F chord, so we should not be playing F as the root of our bass note, our bass line. You can play an F in your bass line, but the root of the bass line should be the D, because this D F A is a D minor chord. And the same thing with the next one. E G B is an E minor chord. So our bass line should actually go, and this is just the root of the bass line. You can jazz up your bass line, whatever you want to do, but your bass line should look something like this based on that chord progression. And remember, I'm just playing whole notes as the bass line. You can go in, I don't want to do it too much, but you could change the length of these notes. You can actually play other notes in your bass line, but the anchor of the bass line for the first chord should be A. For the second chord, it should be D, the third E, and then the fourth A. And the reason is because these chords are not played in root position, and you need to learn your chord names first of all. Some people tell you you don't need to know your chord names. I think it's important to know your chord names. You need to know scale degrees, so therefore you can look at this, and I say this is an A, D, E, A, and know this is a 1-4-5-1 chord progression. Because once you learn that this is a 1-4-5-1 chord progression, building the rest of your song becomes super easy because you know where you're going to start your notes, or you know what notes to use in your song, and they'll work every time. You can get elaborate with it. You don't have to use just these triads, but I'll show you in a different video on how and what notes that sort of goes along with, say, an A minor chord. You can take notes from outside the A minor chord and it'll still work, as long as you know why you're using, say, an anticipation note, or uh, different types of note, a passing note. There's other notes that you can use, or lower auxiliary or upper auxiliary notes. There's other notes that you can use in that A minor chord, but you want to know why you're using them. And once you know why you're using them, writing music becomes a lot easier, and you stay in key a lot more. And I'm gonna say this: with all the rules in music, you don't have to follow any of them. So if you make something and it sounds good to you, you're free to make it, do whatever. But there's certain rules that will help you get to those points that you're trying to get to a lot quicker. And that's knowing your chord names, knowing the notes that are in the chords, knowing your scale degrees, and knowing your what a key is, chord progression is. Those type of little things. This basic music theory will help you become a better musician. Now, I'm Casual K. If you like this video or if you want more tips like this, like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. Have a nice day.